Johnny Bolt is watching his favorite TV show when his mother walks in and tells him it's time to go to bed. When the doorbell rings, it's revealed that his mother has a date. She instructs Johnny to go up to his room, and as he does, he thinks to himself, "One day I'll get out of this hellhole." His mother wakes him a few seconds later. She tells him to go to bed and turns out the light as she walks out the door. However, the light turns back on itself, making her irritated since she believes Johnny is bothering her. All of the lights in the house go out while she is giving him a piece of her mind. It must be the fuse, Mom explains. But young Johnny gets a peculiar sense that something is wrong with him. He demonstrates his ability with a toy car, turning the lights on and off, and is ecstatic when he finds his skill. The next day, Johnny gets together with his best friend Tom. They collaborate to come up with a superhero name and design an outfit. Later that day, Tom instructs Johnny and gives him the tools he needs to improve his talents. They devise a strategy and travel to a neighborhood pool to show Electro Boy to the public. However, when Johnny is hovering above everyone, a school bully notices him, pushes him off, and causes him to fall into the pool, electrifying everyone and sparking a chain reaction of tragedies. Tom attempts to soothe Johnny when he is losing his sanity. Dollar bills start shooting out of the ATM next to them all of a sudden. Johnny has a moment after accidentally unleashing his power in a rage and chooses to steal the money because his intentions to be a hero have already been shattered. He then informs Tom that if he gets a big bag for the money, he will become the genuine thing when it comes to becoming a great criminal. Years later, we witness an adult Johnny Bolt being freed from a unique prison capable of suppressing any superpower. Cassie, his girlfriend, will be waiting for him when he exits. After a long separation, they have a passionate kiss and travel home, where Johnny is greeted with a release party hosted by his supervillain buddies. They start plotting a jewelry robbery after eating pizza and drinking together. The aim is to raid 10 locations in 10 minutes, causing the cops to panic. Cassie attempts to persuade him to decline the gem theft after they've completed the transaction. However, the next day he joins his pals and chooses to go forward with it nonetheless. While stealing the business, an alarm goes off owing to a nearby heist, which is the result of Johnny's buddy's poor luck. While fleeing, Johnny electrifies all of the pursuing police cars, and they manage to elude the cops by utilizing each of their special powers as needed. Suddenly, a man claiming to be a hero known as the Rubber Ball starts pursuing them. He wrecks one of their motorcycles and makes debris out of the houses. The great criminals, on the other hand, are able to take him down with a little coordination. When it appears that they are safe, Johnny and the rest of the crew are whisked away to a remote place and faced by the Praetorian, a formidable man with incredible talents. He is the modern-day enforcer of ancient Rome, as well as the face of the Union of Justice. It is revealed that he possesses 200 distinct skills, each of which he employs at random. Johnny's team is eliminated one by the Praetorian. Johnny and his gang vow to the Praetorian that they will never do something dumb again, and the Praetorian lets them all go, telling them that this is their one and only chance to get back on track. Cassie arrives to pick up Johnny after he leaves. When they go home, Cassie tells Johnny she couldn't stand his behavior any longer, and explains that a true pro-supervillain should pull off a huge job so he can retire as soon as possible, which Johnny initially refuses but eventually agrees to since he doesn't want to lose Cassie. Cassie calls an old acquaintance, Carmen, the next day. Carmen reveals his new mission partners to Johnny and Cassie. While discussing the operation, Johnny gets into a fight with this individual who goes by the moniker Ghost because of his ghostly skills. After hearing the ghost story, Johnny relaxes, and Carmen proceeds to share the plan with everyone. He informs them that they must free a member of the squad who is required for the last mission and has been caught by the superhero Gladiator. Carmen further explains that completing the final assignment will be his most important work in his 75 years. The next day, TK is confined in a chair and flown aboard an aircraft accompanied by 2 soldiers and the Gladiator. Meanwhile, Johnny and the other supercriminals hijack a jet to track down Tech. Meanwhile, inside the plane, the Ghost kills the guards and demands the code to remove the lock on TK. But the guards are in a strange state and refuse to cooperate. So Johnny uses his power to shatter the plane's controls, causing it to crash. Just as they're about to crash, TK is released just in time and utilizes his power to bring the plane to a halt. Back at the headquarters, Carmen confesses that rescuing TK was only half the objective. They must now break into the Union of Justice to grab the helmet of the supervillain Count Orlok, who was the most powerful supervillain of Carmen's time. When he was beaten, however, his helmet was placed in the Union Justice headquarters treasure vault. The supercriminals disguise themselves as citizens and infiltrate the museum, where they ultimately find and take the helmet. However, the Praetorian comes and uses his super hearing to track down the supercriminals. He destroys the helmet and reveals that all of the artifacts and weapons are reproductions, with the originals kept in a subterranean vault. The ghost uses his supernatural abilities to travel underground. Cassie tries to mind control the Praetorian once again, but he reads her like a book and knocks her unconscious. Together with Cassie, Johnny and Carmen attempt to flee. The Praetorian, on the other hand, goes into full vicious mode and utilizes his laser eye talent carelessly, murdering innocent citizens. In the meantime, the ghost goes below and discovers the vault. When he crosses the danger line, though, the alarm goes off. There's an explosion, and Johnny and the Praetorian both tumble underground, where Johnny utilizes his gift to buy him some time. While attempting to find his way out of the haze, Johnny runs across the ghost, who manages to locate Count Orlok's helmet. Carmen leaps to her feet and orders the ghost to quickly put on the helmet before the Praetorian discovers them. He straps on the helmet and transports everyone to safety. A knock comes on the door, shortly after they reassemble at the pub, and when Rhodey answers it, he gets punched in the face. When the Praetorian enters the room, he reveals that his current power is Mega Freeze, preventing them from moving, speaking, or using their abilities. He summons his employer, who happens to be the network's chief and the most dreaded villain of all time. The jerk grabs Johnny's $50 million and flees, blowing up the traitor to his organization's head on the way out. Johnny and the rest of the lads are attempting to plan out their next move for the next day. Rhodey and TK are worried because the helmet they need to finish the last assignment is missing. Johnny can't help himself when his pal recommends they do one final major job for Cassie's sake, so he agrees to break into a library and steal pricey textbooks. When the alarm goes off, however, they dash into the underground. They board a train and teleport. The Praetorian, on the other hand, is waiting for them at the next station and teleports onto the train as well, but is stopped by the Gladiator and the cops. They apprehend Johnny and send him to the maximum security jail. Johnny is freed from his current assignment after 5 years. He tries to visit Cassie, but she only urges him to go when, out of nowhere, Carmen crashes through the door, injured from an argument with the network earlier. The next night, they sneak into the Bastards complex from the caverns. They face a variety of challenges, but with some clever use of their special skills, they manage to get inside. Meanwhile, we found that the scumbag was holding Cassie prisoner upstairs. She begs out for Johnny as he makes her eyes bleed. However, the jerk makes her skull burst just a few seconds later. Cassie reunites with Johnny a few seconds later, and we realize that she had been creating an illusion in the bastard's brain the entire time. Indeed, the entire mansion was a psychic creation, bringing the anime to a close.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.